Round 15 action in the VFL, and we journeyed to Werribee Stadium in Ballarat for what was an important match between the Roosters and the Werribee Tigers. David Rees-Jones. It was a match that North Ballarat controlled for most of the day. They had a few heart palpitations in the last quarter.
Yeah, they certainly did. Look, they needed this win to keep their final 8 hopes alive, and they come out right from the first bounce to just... this was within 20 seconds of the first bounce, and they got their first goal and really looked like they were the team who wanted to play footy and wanted to win. And Werribee, on the other hand, their tackling and just their contested ball stuff was virtually non-existent, and North Ballarat were able to walk through tackles. They really did dominate the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, Searle got the first goal after 20 seconds, as Royce said. Then it was Horbury. Then Cameron Richardson took that great mark. They had 3 goals on the board in the first 16 minutes before Ben Warren was able to get a little Joe the Goose over the top from a fairly indecisive Ben Ross, it must be said. So they kicked 1 goal in that first quarter. We weren't reading too much into that at that stage, Royce, because we weren't sure which way the wind was going, but it was more about endeavour for North Ballarat. Lachlan George made it 4 goals for the term, and they just seemed to not only handle the conditions a little bit better. The windscreens probably copped a bit of a battering at various stages from the wind and the football, but it was North Ballarat's game that they controlled, and it was simply about their endeavour.
Yeah, it really was, and that's what won the game for them. They were prepared to put their nose over the footy. They were prepared to keep their eye on the ball in windy conditions, in tough conditions, and they just had some winners all over the ground. And for 3 quarters, they really did dominate the game. And you know, to Werribee's credit, they are a very skillful, very good side. And they were able to come back in that last quarter and really did worry the North Ballarat team. Yeah,
they kicked 6 goals, 1 to 3 goals, 7 in the last quarter. This man, young Cameron, was a really important cog in that wheel, kicking goals at the 13 and 17 minute mark. The closest they got was 7 points at the 20-minute mark. But what about this goal? 24 minutes into the last quarter, Steve Clifton with about 2 or 3 involvements before he kicked it, and then the ball bounced through. No wonder the coach was absolutely elated. That was a brilliant goal from the Liston Trophy winner.
Yeah, and just as the siren blows, they were able to get it out to 17 points, and a well-deserved win, though. They just played the better footy on the day. They played for 4 quarters and deserved to win.
Yes, they certainly know what the conditions are like here at Werribee Stadium. Disappointment written all over the faces of the Werribee players, and their coach would have been disappointed that he didn't get the endeavour throughout the day that he got in the last 30 minutes or so. So it's the Roosters who win 5 of their last 6 games and quite possibly challenge for a spot in the 8. Final score at Werribee Stadium, it was North Ballarat 12-12-84, Werribee 9-13-67 in round 15 action on Grandstand.